Hey YouTube, this is Gilgamesh. Um, I have a haul of comics that I got from a single seller off of Instagram. Um, it's a pretty massive haul, so hopefully I can remember all the pertinent details about each particular issue. Don't pay any attention to these price stickers on here. I got them for way less than those stickers would suggest. So, you know what? First up, just a big shout out to my subscribers. Um, I love all you guys. Um, and I'm very grateful that there are people out there watching. That's just kind of cool. Um, okay, so anyway, to the books. First up, I decided to fill in some um, holes for my New Mutants collection, like towards the end of the run. So minor books like 87 and 98. But I got issue 85, which is the first issue that Rob Liefeld did the cover artwork on. It's certainly worth pointing out that Rob Liefeld inks by Todd McFarlane is way better than Rob Liefeld by himself. He didn't do the interiors on this, just the cover. I also picked up 91, which I figured I might as well go ahead and get since I could get it for cheap. Again, that price sticker is not accurate. Um, I had always passed it up before because honestly, it's kind of an ugly cover. But, whatever. I also grabbed 93. Um, it's, what is it? I think it's one of those Extinction Agenda crossover issues. I think. I could be wrong. But obviously, Wolverine versus Cable was kind of cool. Again, Liefeld inked by McFarlane. And I actually already had this issue, but I was trying to upgrade it. I don't know if I really succeeded. There's some spine ticks on this one. But the one that I had was kind of yellowed, so I guess it looks better, at least. Anyway, moving on to a few more relatively recent books. Grabbed a copy of Secret Avengers number 23, the first appearance of Agent Venom. That's Flash Thompson wearing the Venom symbiote in a storyline that has now been pretty much completely undone since Venom is back with Eddie Brock and Flash Thompson is dead. Anyway, also managed to get a copy of the Vision number 1, the first appearance of Vision. So that's just one of those recent modern characters, younger generation of characters that are all kind of derivative of older characters. I do sort of wish they would do something new. Not what are you gonna do? All right, very happy to own this one. Dark Horse Presents number 24. This is the first appearance of aliens or the Xenomorphs, whatever you prefer, in comics. Very cool. It's an awesome issue. So yeah, very happy to have that. Always wanted it ever since I was a teenager, and I saw the opportunity to grab it and pulled the trigger on it. So I got that. All right, so let's move on to some late silver and early bronze Marvel. Got a copy of Fantastic Four number 81. This is nothing too special about this issue. It's an issue where Crystal joins the team. You can see her there kind of front and center. I guess the Invisible Girl is out of commission for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe she's pregnant with Franklin Richards at this point in time. I don't know. Also picked up Fantastic Four 108. This is the last original story done by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Um, it's not. I mean, they did their entire run from issue 1 up through 102, and then somebody else, I forget who, but somebody else, probably Sal Buscema maybe, but I don't know. Somebody else drew the next few issues. Then they pulled this story, I guess, out of a drawer and published it, and then continued on without Jack Kirby. Also got issue 109. I'm not sure if there's anything really special about this or not. It's an early Annihilus appearance. I think it ties in later with some Captain Marvel stuff because, like, this is back at the point in time when Captain Marvel and Rick Jones were kind of tied together with the Nega bands or whatever, and when one of them was on Earth, the other one was trapped in the negative zone, and so I don't know, Annihilus had something to do with that, or at least I think there was a Captain Marvel story that kind of referenced the events in this story. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's how it went down. Also got issue 110, mostly because the expression on the Thing's face is awesome. And the day is saved by a crazy old woman, Agatha Harkness. Not her first appearance, but, you know, it's kind of cool. And it's the conclusion to that Annihilus story, the negative zone. All right. Next up, Fantastic Four number 120. This is the first appearance of another one of Galactus's heralds, Airwalker. I mean, who could forget Airwalker, right? Whenever people mention Galactus's heralds, they're always like, well, Silver Surfer, obviously. And, you know, Fire Lord and the girl Nova. And then they might remember Terrax. And then that's it, right? Oh, no, Airwalker. Yeah, him. I guess they wanted to do, you know, the Heralds of Galactus, their powers were based on, you know, water, obviously the Silver Surfer. Fire Lord, of course, also Nova. Earth, Terrax, obviously, and air. Well, no, Airwalker's powers are really more of like fire based, but whatever. I'm sure they thought it through before they published that. Anyway, I also got Fantastic Four number 121. This one's got, you know, some stuff. I mean, none of these are like in near mint condition or anything, but they're all still fairly decent. And this one's got a little, I don't know, what looks like tape pulls on the cover. This is the second part of that story, and guest stars Silver Surfer, and supposedly it's the death of Airwalker, or aka Gabriel, which I guess is his real name. Alright, so that was it for Fantastic Four. I also found this really sweet Prince Namor, the Submariner number 9. This issue is actually the first appearance of the Serpent Crown, which everybody knows from the Serpent Crown affair. Right? Everybody knows that? I'm going to assume that everybody knows that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Plus, you know, a green-skinned babe on the cover. Moving on to Thor. Got Thor number 163. This is the storyline kind of leading up to issue 165, where him makes his debut as Adam Warlock. So he actually has a cameo in this issue. It's like his second cameo appearance. And then also got 164, which is his third cameo appearance. And then, of course, the next issue, 165, is his full appearance. That's like a multi-hundreds dollar book. So I don't own a copy of that one. Maybe one day. Put it on my wish list. All right. Speaking of Adam Warlock, I got Warlock number 9. This is when Jim Starlin took over the character, completely redesigned his appearance. More or less completely. Different costume, anyway. This also has the first appearance of the In-Betweener, and the book is basically kind of revolves around Thanos, really, but who can argue with that? Thanos is a boss. And I got issue 11, which is the... Oops, sorry. I banged the table. Sort of like the quote-unquote death of the Magus, which is Adam Warlock's evil double, but not really. He comes back. Alright, so that's all the Adam Warlock that I got. Moving on to Hulk. Picked up issue 111. Mostly I just got this for the cover because I just like the idea of the Hulk in space. That's pretty awesome. But it is the first appearance of the Galaxy Master, who is a famous Marvel villain. He died in issue 112. Got issue 115, which is like the start of a storyline where the government has the Hulk prisoner, and they get the leader to design a cage for him, and of course the leader is, in it for his own evil ends. So that storyline runs for like a few issues. Got issue 119. Hang on. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry, 118. The Hulk versus the Submariner. I mean, what more do you need to know? Also, another green skin babe on the cover. Maybe she's blue skin. I don't know. But yeah, this issue is... I would be happier if it was in better condition. I mean, it's got a lot of spine ticks and some chipping around the edges. The corner here is particularly bad. But at some point, they'll probably have Namor show up in the MCU movies, and I expect he'll fight the Hulk because it's just got to be that way. Anyway, it's also a really awesome Herb Trimpe. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but that dude cover. He also did this cover, although the previous one was better, in my opinion. But Incredible Hulk number 126. This is the first appearance of Barbara Norris, who later on becomes Valkyrie. Got Incredible Hulk number 140, written by Harlan Ellison, interestingly enough. The brute that shouted love at the heart of the atom. That's pretty awesome. This is like, I don't know, it's like a title to an original series Star Trek episode or something. It's pretty cool. Anyway, it's the first appearance of Jarella, who is like Hulk's subatomic love interest. Like they're living in the microverse or whatever. But yeah, kind of cool. This next one is the really big book of the set. Incredible Hulk number 141. First appearance of Doc Samson. This also is not in perfect condition. It has, I mean, the edges look okay. It's obviously yellowed a little bit, but it's not too bad. And there's some minor spine ticks, but there's one really bad spine tick right in the center there. And that's kind of a shame. But otherwise, it's a fairly nice looking book. And I got it for pretty cheap. So I can't complain about that. If it was in near mint condition, it would be like a, I don't know, $150, $200 book. Alright. Moving on to number 142. This is the second appearance of Valkyrie, where Barbara Norris comes back as Valkyrie. She showed up in an issue of Avengers first. I want to say 80 something, but I don't remember exactly. Yeah. Obviously, she has a problem with dudes. And we got Hulk 145, and this is actually, I mean, in the context of the time period, this is like before they had trade paperbacks. They did reprints a lot and stuff like Marvel Tales and Marvel Triple Action and whatever. I forget. They had a bunch, but a lot of the times you just had to kind of go along and not really necessarily know how a certain character came to be. So every once in a while they would do an issue that would like retell the origin of a certain character. So this is that for the Hulk. It kind of retells his origin. Yeah, I don't know. And it's also got one of those Harlan Ellison-esque titles across the bottom. Call him Colossus, call him God Spawn. I don't know if that's referring to the Hulk or to that thing in the background there. And we got 153, The World My Jury, which I got just because I don't know. I just I just love this cover. You got the judge about to lay down the sentence on the Hulk, and the Hulk's not having it. And then in the background, you got, I guess, Matt Murdock is acting as his defense attorney, and General Ross is just can't believe the Hulk's effrontery. And the last Bronze Age Hulk book that I got is 154. Hell is a Very Small Hulk. I don't know. That's just a, I guess, Hulk Ant-Man team up. I thought that was kind of cool, so I grabbed that. One more Hulk book, but it's a modern one. I've been wanting this one for a while. Totally Awesome Hulk number 22. Nice first print. Very minty condition. The board up here has got this like wrinkle in it, but the book itself is unharmed. So this is the first appearance of Weapon H, who is, of course, a Hulk Wolverine hybrid. So not entirely original, but still, this is one of the really big first appearances from 2017. That, along with like the Batman Who Laughs, and I guess Cosmic Ghost Rider came out or his first appearance was like in December. So those three are probably the three big ones from 2017. I got all of them, so I'm very pleased about that. One last book. That's actually the last book that I was going to show from this particular Instagram haul, but there is one last book I want to show just because I picked it up at my local store and I just had to show it off. I paid $30 for this, but it is the gold variant for Spider-Man number 1 by Todd McFarlane. This is the thing that my store always does, where no matter how mint a book is, they will always grade it at a 9.2. They won't grade any higher than that. But yeah, this is, I would say it's a 9.8 candidate, that's for sure. Maybe a 9.6. There's a slight, I don't know how easy it is to see, but the corner there is, I don't know if I would go as far as to call it popped, but It's not like perfect, exactly perfect, but who knows. So anyway, that is of course one of the all-time classic Spider-Man covers. Certainly from the Copper Age, and definitely one of the all-time classic Todd McFarlane Spider-Man covers. And since he's pretty much the third most classic Spider-Man artist, that's pretty high up there after Ditko and Romita. Anyway, that's my haul. Wow, 20 minutes. Yikes. Okay, I'm going to cut this off. But thank you for watching, and yeah, whatever. Feel free to leave a comment, say hi, that sort of thing. All right, everybody take it easy. I'll see you on Wednesday.